This is Gradowski of WeAreChange.org here in Las Vegas for Freedom Fest. And in this video, we get a chance to talk to Congressman Thomas Massie, a very interesting politician, someone that I don't always agree with, but I do believe has very valid and interesting points when it comes to anti-interventionism, which we actually talked about in regards to Iran in this video, as well as the latest developments on auditing the Federal Reserve, which surprisingly, Tulsi Gabbard also joined in that effort. Watch this video and let me know what you think. Hey, Congressman. Luke Gradowski, WeAreChange.org. Would love to talk to you about auditing the Federal Reserve and Iran, if that's okay. Well, we could just quit. Okay. Well, we'll just really quick. I just wanted to kind of preface what we're going to be talking about, if that's okay. I would like to just pretty much know what's the latest development when it comes to auditing the Federal Reserve.
Oh, the latest development in auditing the Federal Reserve is Tulsi Gabbard signed on as co-sponsor. Pretty excited about that. She's a presidential candidate on the Democratic side, and so hopefully it'll get some airtime in the debates. Also, Bernie Sanders, I believe, supports it, although some of the people, when they get in the Senate, they go a little sideways. But that's the latest development. We're up to, I think, three or four Democrat co-sponsors. We have, I think, at least 80 Republican co-sponsors. We have passed it in the House, but we've never got it passed in the Senate yet, because a lot of these people in the House of Representatives who vote for it and support it, or in the House of Representatives, they go to the Senate, and then they decide it's not such a good idea. I don't know what happens to them over there.
Yeah, that's really exciting news, and I remember hearing some criticism from Bernie Sanders that he kind of watered down the previous audit, the Fed bill. I don't know if you want to comment on that or not, but I wasn't even aware that this was even going through. What can we do to kind of get this attention out there, and why is this such an important issue for you?
Well, go to my website. Actually, go to it's called thomas.gov. Even though it's Thomas, that's not my website. Or go to my website. Find the list of co-sponsors for Audit the Fed. If your member of Congress is not a co-sponsor, you need to pick up the telephone, call them, and ask them, why are you not co-sponsoring this bill? It's passed in the House before. I think it actually passed maybe with a veto-proof majority. And so then also pick up the phone, call your two senators, and ask them why they don't support that, particularly if they're running for president, which if they're a Democrat, there's pretty darn good, and they're a senator, pretty darn good chance they're running for president. So they may be listening to you more now.
Yeah, if the mainstream media did their job, that would be a very important issue in our daily society, but it's not. But it's also kind of interesting to see the parallels between many anti-war people who are also critical of the Fed. What do you think of this kind of broader alliance with the kind of Bernie Sanders, Tulsi Gabbards moving forward in a political picture that's becoming more murkier by the day?
Well, if you're trying to sort of tie the anti-war people to the Federal Reserve, I think the closest connection is the Federal Reserve enables the endless wars that are being funded by controlling the value of our currency. And it wouldn't, without the massive borrowing and printing of money and controlling of interest rates, we wouldn't be able to sustain a permanent state of war. So maybe that's why you see progressives on the left both being for ending the wars and auditing the Fed or ending the Fed.
Yeah, it's definitely really exciting times. The political landscape is definitely changing, but also there's a lot of dangers out there with many people saying that the war with Iran is inevitable and about to happen at any moment. What's your take on the current Iran situation?
I don't think it's inevitable. I think we've seen incredible resolve from this president. He ran on having fewer wars when presented with retaliating for one of our drones being shot down. When presented with the option of taking human life, he decided not to. I think that could be a defining moment in his presidency. Also, we're doing our part in Congress. We just had a positive vote in the House of Representatives to say in no uncertain terms that the AUMF from 2001 and the AUMF from 2002 do not cover Iran. I mean, it's sort of a ridiculous notion to think that you could argue that those AUMFs do, whether it's the war in Iraq or the war on terrorism, but there are people trying that, and so that was an important sort of milestone to put in the ground, even if it doesn't pass the Senate, to show that a majority of the people's house, and to go on record, do not support using those AUMFs to justify the war in Iran is a strong statement.
Yeah, that was a very important one since the White House regarded the kind of Iranian military as a terrorist organization. Many people saw that as a precursor to allow a military strike against a terrorist organization under the AUMF. So I was very happy to see that go through. But any other important information you want to get out there specifically with Iran or audit the Fed?
No, just I would encourage people to find out where your U.S. representative and your 2 senators are. Those are only 3 phone calls you need to make. Don't call somebody that you can't vote for. They're not going to listen to you. Don't write them a letter. It's going to take weeks to get there. Our mail system is horrible in Congress. Just pick up the phone and call. It's an old-fashioned thing to do, but you'll get one of the staffers of your Congress critter or your 2 senators, and they'll have to respond in real time. I think it's the best way.
Congressman, thank you so much. Appreciate you.